Be prepared. Everyone thought this upcoming moon would be like the others, but they're about to feel what it's really been hiding. Because when the moon wants your attention, it puts on a show. This weekend, it's doing the opposite, and silence is never innocent. There's a reason why this isn't just another moon, because it's targeting the ones who can't be fooled by silence, and you've probably felt it by now. And listen carefully, because there's one specific test coming in the next few days. Most people won't even recognize it when it arrives, but you need to. I'll tell you exactly what it is and what to do when it shows up, so stay with me. But even that isn't the biggest thing happening this weekend, because something much deeper is beginning to crack, and no one's talking about it. This moon is shaking, and it hasn't even begun. This isn't just emotional turbulence. This weekend, the moon itself is energetically unbalanced. That's because it's caught near the edge of the month. June's weight still lingers, but July's energy is already pushing through. It's a collision point, and that makes the moon unstable, reactive, and harder to ignore. And that stretch, that cosmic tension, it's causing instability, not just out there, but inside you. You might feel it as sudden shifts in mood, like the weather changing without warning, or people acting slightly too intense or strangely detached. You may even feel physically unstable, lightheaded, overstimulated, slightly too awake or too tired. And you just know something's off, even if no one else sees it. But here's the twist most people will miss. This unstable moon, it's not trying to scare you. It's trying to push you into a state where you can finally receive something you wouldn't have noticed in stillness. You're not tired, you're being reprogrammed. If you've been feeling strangely spaced out, like your brain is buffering halfway through thoughts, or like you're moving through the day on autopilot, it's not burnout. It's not procrastination. It's not even exhaustion in the usual sense. What you're experiencing might be something far more intentional. This moon is quiet for a reason. It's working underneath your awareness, installing updates that your conscious mind hasn't caught up to yet. The zoning out, the strange dreams, the random emotional spikes that vanish just as quickly, they're all symptoms of a deeper system being rebooted. The kind of spiritual recalibration happening now doesn't knock on the front door. It slips in through the cracks, through the moments when you're too tired to resist. You're being guided into stillness, not because you're broken, but because a part of you is finally ready to receive. And here's the key. You don't have to do anything to activate this. The upgrade is already in motion. But what you do while it's happening determines what gets locked in. This moon is not just sending out calm or clarity, it's delivering an entirely new template, a new belief, a new inner compass, a new sense of where you're going without needing to explain it to anyone. So if you're waking up groggy, struggling to focus, or feeling off in a way you can't name, don't fight it. Something is being rewritten quietly in the background of your being. This is a deep system upgrade disguised as fatigue. The best thing you can do is listen to the silence. Let the code install. Because when this moon cycle completes, you won't think the same, and you won't want to. You are not the same person you were 3 days ago. You're just waiting for your mind to realize it. Not because the night is dangerous, but because your energy is exposed. This weekend, your energy field won't feel like a boundary, it'll feel like an open door. And while that doesn't mean something bad is coming in, it does mean everything around you is going to feel more intense, more raw, and more revealing than usual. If you're someone who's spiritually tuned in, or even just slightly more self-aware than the average person, this weekend may feel like walking around without a filter. People's words might cut deeper, Environments may feel too loud or too crowded, and even the most random interactions might stick with you longer than they should. That's not weakness, it's sensitivity. And sensitivity is information. This moon pulls the veil thin, and when that happens, your light shines brighter. But so does your vulnerability. Think of it like standing on a stage when you didn't realize the spotlight was on. You're exposed, not because you're in danger, but because the energy around you wants to see what you'll do with that exposure. This is a time to protect your spiritual space, not from fear, but from interference. Silence will hit different. Solitude will feel sacred. Even the act of doing nothing could feel like deep alignment. Because when your aura is that open, every interaction becomes amplified. And here's what most people miss. During weekends like this, you're not being attacked, you're being observed. The energy around you is watching to see how you carry yourself when no one's affirming you, no one's guiding you, no one's validating your path. This is not a test of strength. It's a test of stillness. So don't be surprised if your usual routines feel too heavy, or if you suddenly crave less talking, more silence. The spiritual field is raw right now, and the real transformation isn't happening out there. It's in how you hold your energy when everything else feels exposed. The clock won't break, but it will bend. Something very subtle, but incredibly disorienting, is going to start pulsing around Saturday night, and it won't be on the surface. Your phone will say it's midnight. Your clock will confirm it. But your body will say something entirely different. For some, it might feel like the night never quite begins, like the hours are stretching, looping, then stretching again. You might find yourself looking at the time, thinking an hour has passed, only to realize it's been 4 minutes. Or maybe you'll blink, zone out for a second, and realize you've lost chunks of time entirely. This isn't insomnia. This isn't even about being tired or wired. It's the moon, slowing your inner seconds, like a spiritual dampening field. The point isn't to confuse you. The point is to untangle you from the pressure of time just long enough for something else to enter, something that needs you still, soft and unmeasured. You may not be aware of what's happening in the moment, but your subconscious will be. These distortions around Saturday midnight are like a spiritual fog, dense, quiet, and distorting. And the more you try to track or control it, the less you'll understand what's really occurring. Your body's natural circadian rhythm might not sync. You could feel awake in a tired body or tired in an awake mind. You may try to sleep and feel like you're floating just above it, almost dreaming while still conscious. Or you may not feel tired at all, just oddly stretched out emotionally, like you're emotionally echoing into the past and future at once. There's nothing to fix here. No technique will make it linear again. Let it be strange. Let it feel warped. This is your internal metronome adjusting, not to the ticking of time, but to something older, something deeper. This is what happens when spirit turns off the timer and lets your soul drift beyond the schedule. Stay present with the weirdness. Don't ask the night to make sense. Let it melt. Let it pause. Something wants you to lose track of time, so something else can finally catch up to you. When the moon wants to show you something, it doesn't speak. It looks through you. This one's subtle, but once you notice it, you won't be able to unfeel it. There's something strange happening in the face, specifically behind or around the eyes. And if you've been experiencing a slight tightness in your brow, a flicker in your peripheral vision, or a weird pull behind one eye more than the other, it's not just strain, it's lunar pressure. This weekend, the moon is doing more than moving the tides. It's aligning with your body's internal perception system. That means your dominant eye might begin acting like a lens, not just seeing light, but filtering impressions. Impressions you're not quite supposed to name yet. Some people might feel a weird heaviness around their right or left eye. Others might blink more than usual, as if their vision needs recalibrating, but never quite settles. It's not dangerous, but it can be strange, like your body is trying to see something that's just beyond your field of understanding, something your mind isn't ready for, but your senses already are. And here's the twist. It's not about the physical vision, it's your energetic sight, adjusting to pick up more data, subtle movements, flickers in emotion, energetic tension in others, changes in light and air that you normally tune out. You might find yourself staring at someone or something a few seconds longer than usual and not knowing why. Or suddenly catching a weird vibe from a room the moment you step into it without seeing anything specific. This isn't coincidence, it's reception. The moon is funneling unseen frequencies through the body's sensory gate. And for most people, that gate is the dominant eye. One eye is for seeing the world, the other is for decoding it. Don't be alarmed if your eyes feel overstimulated, dry, heavy, or even slightly achy. That's not just screen fatigue, that's alignment fatigue. You're syncing up to an intuitive wavelength that doesn't translate into words, it filters into instincts. Let yourself be more perceptive than usual. Let the world blur a little. You're not losing your focus, you're shifting how you see. The universe doesn't check your strength when you're ready. It checks when you're real. This weekend isn't just weird, it's deliberate. You're not imagining the sudden heaviness, the random disruptions, the short fuses coming from people you swore were calm yesterday. It's not chaos, it's calibration. The moon is testing how well your energy holds up under subtle psychic weight. You might notice small things going wrong all at once, a miscommunication with someone close, technology acting up, a strange dream that feels like it drained you more than if you'd stayed awake all night, or even a wave of sadness or anger that doesn't feel like it belongs to you, but somehow moves through your body like it does. Don't assume you're failing. Don't assume something's wrong. You're not cursed. You're not blocked. You're being filtered. The moon this weekend is cleansing the invisible layers of your field. Think of it like cleaning the dust off a lens. It's not glamorous, it's not even obvious. But after it's done, you'll be able to see more clearly, feel more deeply, decide more cleanly. This is where most people bow out. They get tired and scroll. They start overthinking, shut down emotionally, or numb themselves with distractions. But you're not most people. You've been sensing this buildup, and now it's here. The moon's silence isn't a void. It's pressure. It's the spiritual weight room. Every trigger this weekend isn't here to break you, it's here to test your alignment. You won't level up by avoiding discomfort. You level up by responding differently to the same old chaos. So when someone tests your patience, notice your reaction. When a wave of emotion crashes over you, let it move through, not into you. And when that wave pulls you under, remember, this is the moon, watching how you resurface. And here's the part most will miss. If you make it through this weekend with your peace intact, watch what shifts next week. You'll get confirmation. A door will open. When your soul upgrades, your senses follow. This weekend, your ears might betray you. Not in the medical sense, but in the spiritual one. The way you process sound, music, voices, ambient noise might suddenly shift in ways you can't explain. And it might hit you in the most unexpected moments. A song you usually love might suddenly feel like nails on a chalkboard. A voice that normally comforts you might carry a strange echo, like something behind the words is off. At the same time, you might find yourself addicted to weird sounds, soft fans, distant thunder, even complete silence. But it won't just be quiet, it'll feel alive, like the stillness is speaking to you in a language without words. What's happening is simple but profound. The moon is twisting your spiritual filters, especially around sound. It's not just about hearing, it's about decoding. Your energy body is starting to pick up layers in vibration you couldn't feel before. Frequencies are starting to split, revealing textures underneath. Some will feel intrusive, like an energetic splinter. Others will feel like medicine you didn't know you needed. Don't be surprised if someone's tone suddenly feels sharp, even if their words are kind. Or if you need to step outside because a room's noise feels like it's crawling inside your brain. You're not being overly sensitive, you're being tuned. Just like a radio has to shift slightly to lock onto a new station, you're adjusting to catch new channels of meaning, insight, emotion. You might even find yourself more reactive to sound at night. That's when the moon's distortion peaks. Whispers will feel louder. Faraway sounds will feel close. Even white noise could feel full. Don't fight it. Lean into the sensory weirdness. Let yourself notice what pulls you in and what repels you. When spirit wants to speak, it doesn't always use words. Sometimes it sharpens your senses until you hear what others miss. Pay attention to the emotional temperature behind sounds. It's not about what's being said, but how your body reacts to it. This is the moon's way of fine-tuning your intuition, making you more aware of what your ears can't translate, but your soul already understands. Confusion isn't failure, it's recalibration. This weekend, time will feel off, and not just in the usual weekend blur kind of way. We're talking full-on micro-warps. You might wake up on Sunday convinced it's still Saturday. You might pause midday and feel like the morning didn't even happen, or that it happened days ago. You might even ask someone what day it is and feel like the answer doesn't land quite right in your body. No, it's not burnout. And no, it's not Mercury retrograde. What you're feeling is intentional distortion, a kind of soft recalibration triggered by the moon itself. This moon isn't loud, flashy, or important by the standards of astrology headlines, and that's exactly what makes it so disarming. While no one's watching it, it's quietly bending the fabric of your perception, like fingers tugging slightly at the edge of a veil. The days blur because the moon isn't syncing with your calendar, it's syncing with your consciousness. This isn't to confuse you, it's to liberate you. You've been stuck in loops for months, measuring your healing by how many days it's been, your growth by how many deadlines you met. But the moon doesn't measure by clocks, it measures by alignment. You're not behind. You're just being pulled into a rhythm that doesn't believe in lateness. What's happening right now is subtle but massive. The moment you stop trying to label what's happening based on what day it is or what should happen on a Sunday or a Saturday night is the moment you start receiving the real insight. That time is one layer of reality, but not the only one. You might experience time slips, déjà vu, weird, wait, didn't that already happen? Sensations. Don't fight them. Let them pull you into the pause. Because those glitches aren't errors. They're invitations. The moon is untethering your awareness from the calendar so your spirit can finally stretch in a new direction. The moon is not the event. It's the preparation before the storm. Here's what no one else is telling you. This weekend isn't meant to blow your mind. It's meant to clear it. It's easy to overlook this moon. It's not flashy. It's not surrounded by a bunch of cosmic noise. But that silence, that stillness, that's not emptiness. It's preparation. This moon is the energetic version of holding your breath before plunging into something bigger. And what's coming in July is much bigger. Right now, you're in a kind of soul rehearsal. Everything you're feeling, every strange sensation, sensitivity, flicker of disorientation, it's all part of a larger energetic warm-up. Think of it like a ritual cleanse before a deep ceremony. The kind of preparation that doesn't look like much on the outside, but internally, it's shifting your foundation. What's coming next month is movement, a release, an event, maybe even more than one, that's meant to shake what's been stagnant. And if you're not cleared out, it'll overwhelm you. That's why this moon is so quiet. That's why it's gentle, subtle, and hard to pin down. It's not because it's weak, it's because it's sacred. Stillness isn't absence, it's intelligence. The wise ones always prepare in silence. So if you feel like you're shedding something invisible this weekend, you are. If you feel like you're being stripped of things you didn't even know were still stuck to you, you are. You're being softened, opened, readied. And the reason this matters so much is because July won't wait for you to get ready. It will arrive, with or without your alignment. So this weekend, this is your last whisper of grace before the drum starts pounding. Take this moon seriously. Respect its quiet. Use it to cleanse, to listen, to choose how you want to enter what comes next. You're not in the aftermath, you're in the prelude. If you've made it this far, you already know. You can feel it, even if your mind doesn't fully grasp it. There's something different about this moon. It's not loud. It's not coming with fireworks or announcements, but it's not subtle either, not where it counts. This weekend isn't just another stop on the wheel. It's not filler. It's a checkpoint, and not everyone will realize it in time. This moon is watching what you prioritize, what you choose to amplify. It won't interfere. That's not how this works, but it will magnify whatever you bring to it. If you focus on your fears, they'll grow. If you spiral into anxiety or distraction, the moon won't stop you, it'll reflect it back tenfold. But if you anchor into presence, if you breathe, if you listen, you'll start to notice the real shift happening beneath everything else. The moon doesn't change you. It reveals what you've already become. This is a spiritual stress test. Think of it like being placed in a soundless room and asked to sit with your own frequency. Whatever you've been ignoring will echo. Whatever you've buried will knock. But also, whatever you've nurtured will glow. Your discipline, your growth, your courage, it will rise quietly like steam off still water. And for a moment, you'll see yourself clearly. This isn't about effort, it's about awareness. This moon is asking one question and one question only. Can you stay conscious when nothing is screaming for your attention? Because that's what's coming in July. The noise, the movement, the fast shifts and unpredictable breaks. But this moment, right now, is your final rehearsal. And it's being observed by your guides, by your ancestors, by the version of yourself you haven't met yet. You are not being asked to perform. You are being asked to remember who you are when everything goes quiet. So don't sleepwalk through this one. Don't shrug it off just because it doesn't have a name or a label in the astrology feeds. Don't say nothing's happening just because you can't point at a chart and decode it. Something is happening. And if you ignore it, you'll miss the upgrade. Worse, you'll walk into July uncentered, ungrounded, and unprepared. But if you pay attention, if you choose to show up, quietly but fully, you'll find that this moon holds more power than all the eclipses and retrogrades combined. Because this moon isn't about what happens in the sky. It's about what gets triggered inside you. This is your mirror. Look into it before the reflection changes. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.